Hello, your Virus Warren here. Hope you're well. Today I'm going to be reading the 27th and 28th chapter of Fing by David Walliams. Now, as usual, what I'd like to do is identify any new and exciting words, define them, and see if you can use them in your writing for this week as well. Okay, let's get into it.
Chapter 27. Custard Cream Induced Frenzy. Myrtle was still squashed into the baby seat, munching on crisps, as a shopping trolley weaved in and out of the path of oncoming traffic. "Stop that trolley!" called father out of the window of his little car. "It contains some very important custard creams." "And our daughter," shouted mother. "Ah, yes, and our daughter." "Let's be mindful of the billing. We don't want to upset our little angel." "Oh, yes, Myrtle first." "Of course." Mr. Meek swerved the car through the traffic, so it was now parallel with the trolley. "Grab hold of the bonnet," he ordered Myrtle. "I'm busy," replied the girl. To be fair, she was busy, as she had just popped open the packet of custard creams. "Please don't eat them all, my petal," pleaded father, reaching out to the window to grab hold of the trolley. "I need them for Fing." Came a growl. Fing's eyes swiveled and zoomed in on the biscuits. The sight of them sent the creature into a custard cream-induced frenzy. Immediately, Fing stopped biting father's finger. "My finger's still there!" exclaimed father, inspecting the deep bite marks on his digit. Then Fing leaped from the speeding car on to the trolley. It rolled over the packets of food before leaping at the girl, snatching the biscuit right out of her hand. "Get off me, you filthy little beast!" shouted Myrtle, bashing the creature away with one hand as she helped herself to another custard cream from the packet with the other. In all the commotion, she failed to see what was ahead. A double-decker bus in the middle of the road. Mr. Meek stamped on the brakes of his little car. It came to a juddering halt. Mr. and Mrs. Meek's faces squashed against the windscreen. "Myrtle, look out!" screamed mother. It was too late. The supermarket trolley walloped into the bus. In the blink of an eye, the trolley and all its contents were sailing over the bus and flying through the air. Fing shot across the sky. Raja's news. Buy 100 custard creams. Collect your free crumbs. Come and get your custard creams before they run out. Mr. and Mrs. Meek looked on, open-mouthed in wonder, as they saw their daughter somersaulting while still eating a biscuit. Until the girl landed on the road with an almighty ker-thump. Chapter 28. Gobble. After Mr. and Mrs. Meek had scooped up Myrtle, Fing, and all of the food off the road, and bundled everything into the back of their little car, they drove home. It was only when they opened the boot that they realised Fing had not just devoured all the custard creams. "Oops," said father. "Oops indeed," agreed mother. Oh no, Fing had eaten all the crisps, all the chocolate, and all the cake too. It had chocolate all around its mouth. Well, one could only assume it was its mouth. Indeed, we can only assume it was chocolate. Having eaten all the mountain of food from the supermarket, Fing was now munching its way through the spare tyre. Tyres are not recommended eating. They do tend to taste a tiny bit rubbery. Gobble. As a result of all this eating, Fing had dramatically expanded. It was now around the size of a space hopper, and just like a space hopper, it bounced. It bounced out of the boot, past Mr. and Mrs. Meek, up the path, until it reached the front door. As Fing couldn't go any further now, it bounced and bounced against the door. The boinks got harder and harder. "Just one moment, please, Fing," called out mother. "I will get that door open in a jiffy." It was the best she could do, as sadly she didn't speak Fing. The lady chased after the creature, jangling the front door keys, just as she had the key ready to put in the lock. Fing bounced against the door with such force that it flew off its hinges. The door toppled into the house. "Oh, I see you have the door open already," remarked Mother as cheerfully as she could muster. Meanwhile, Father lifted Myrtle out of the car. The girl had gotten even heavier in the weeks since he'd been on his adventure. "Oh, my back!" he yelped in pain as he tried to take her weight alone. "Do you mind walking the 2 or 3 steps to the house just this once, my petal?" "No!" she snapped. "Well, I'll do my best," sighed Father. As he staggered past the boot with Myrtle in his arms, she peered in and saw the empty food packages. "Where's all me grub?" she demanded. "My dearest one, I have some rather upsetting news." "What?" "I'm afraid Fing ate it all." "No!" "You didn't quite finish the spare tyre if you fancied a nibble."